We're halfway through the year and Mobile police still trying to get a handle on violent crime. The city on pace to equal or exceed last year's decade-high murder total. Fox News investigative reporter Brendan Kirby now joining us from police headquarters in Brendan. It's been another bloody year so far.
Yeah, that's right, Byron. As you mentioned, that homicide pace hasn't slowed down so far this year, but law enforcement officials tell me they're encouraged by some other crime trends. Mobile hits the halfway point of 2022 with 27 murders, one more than the first 6 months of last year. Mobile Police Chief Paul Prine says he hopes to cut that rate down over the next 6 months. Despite running about 70 officers under the authorized force of 491, he says the department surged resources to crime hotspots. But he says murders are the hardest crimes to prevent.
Homicides are unique in that there's really not a whole lot the police department can do to reduce homicides. And I say that because in order for us to predict where the next homicide is going to be, we have to have a lot of information to include who the offenders are.
Chief Prine says the city is making progress. Violent crime overall is down 3% compared to the first 6 months of last year. Robberies have declined 25%. Aggravated assaults are up 4%, but the chief notes that if you take out domestic violence and crimes involving other weapons, assaults with guns are down 8.25%. Perhaps most alarming are the brazen shootings, such as a broad daylight attack that riddled a car with bullets at the intersection of Cottage Hill and Azalea Roads in March. The driver, 19-year-old Cameron Montgomery, and 16-year-old Jacoby Freeman died. Police recently made an arrest. Montgomery's mother, Chiquita Montgomery, says she believes more are coming.
I'll be glad when I get all the arrests that's who I was involved with on Cameron and Jacoby's murder. I'll be glad when I really get justice in. I know everybody is arrested so I can have more peace.
The Reverend David Edwards, president of People United to Advance the Dream Mobile, says there's only so much law enforcement can do. He called for stricter gun control, a crackdown on violent music, and support for the poor.
This gun violence is not just one particular thing. There are many contributors to this gun violence, and we must attack it one at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant. You got to eat it a piece at a time.
MPD has been on an arrest spree the last few weeks. Chief Prine says that the department has cleared 78% of the homicides so far this year. That's well above the national average, which in 2020 fell to a 50-year low. Reporting live in Mobile, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.